Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Prophet Podcast. Forgive the hair. I am trying to record as many of these podcasts as possible because we have a lot of breaking news heading into draft weekends. This coming weekend, not this weekend, but the next one is it is the biggest draft day in fantasy football. So I'm trying to get as much content out there as possible. But hey, classes have also started. So the first thing that goes is my hair routine. So apologies just out there to get it out of the way. The news we're covering right now today is Damie Harris, Xavier Jones, Darrell Henderson, the fantasy impact of Sony Michel leaving the Patriots and joining Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. This actually has a lot of fantasy implications. Look, earlier in this offseason, I was talking up both Jake Funk, and Xavier Jones. I was talking them up saying these are big sleepers because I don't think Darrell Henderson will have this secure workhorse role. I said every time that he's had an option or that he's had this role, the Rams have done something to take it away. So now that it's his role, I think Xavier Jones or Jake Funk will come in and secure a large portion of this workload and be very fantasy relevant. That's what I was saying. Now, my money was on Xavier Jones just because we haven't seen as much Jake Funk in college. So I was just saying, they're both undrafted. But honestly, either one, I was happy just picking up after my draft and stashing on my bench. With Sony Michel joining the Rams, it proves my point. It proved my reasoning of not liking Darrell Henderson and liking Xavier Jones. They don't trust Darrell Henderson to have this bona fide RB1 role in the offense. They don't trust him to do it. And so they brought in Sony Michel, who's probably better than Xavier Jones and Jake Funk. At this point, Jake Funk, Xavier Jones, you can drop them. You don't need them on your fantasy teams anymore. Don't even bother with it. Now, if something happens to one of these other running backs, Darrell Henderson, then yeah, they're back on the radar. But as of right now, it's the Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel running back room, and I'm kind of staying away. It's a little gross to me. It's actually very gross to me because Sony Michel. He's had some good games. He's had some good stretches, but he's never proven to me to be a good fantasy player. And Darrell Henderson, now pretty much all his value is gone. And I don't think either of these players will be RB2s in fantasy football with all these competing backs in Los Angeles on what I presume will be a pretty pass-heavy offense. So suddenly, Darrell Henderson, he's not an RB2 in my eyes, or if he is, there are so many other guys I'd want over him. And Sony Michel isn't an RB2 anymore either. These are both now high-end RB3s, which drops them down a tier. They're into the running back wasteland for me with the Mike Davises, with the Phillip Lindsays, and I'd rather have the Mike Davises or take a chance on Trey Sermon or Javonte Williams in the 6th, 7th round. So suddenly, I just don't like these players enough to overlook the tandem situation. The reason I was hyped up about Xavier Jones was because his ADP was non-existent. We're going to have to see where Darrell Henderson's ADP ends up after this, but it will be higher than the 8th round. It'll probably be 7th or 6th round is my presumption. So I am kind of out on this backfield as of right now. Now, Damie Harris, this is exciting for him because for so long, the Patriots have dealt this running back hand of chaos where there are 5 guys who they ride the hot hand and all of them are good on their own, but you can't predict which running back's going to be the one. The only one that's ever had some consistent fantasy value is James White as the PPR guy with Tom Brady. He's not there right now. So now we had this, we've got Damie Harris who looked really good last year. We've also got Sony Michel coming back and Cam Newton. If he starts, he's going to steal a lot of the goal line work. But now with Sony Michel gone, Damie Harris is really the only fantasy relevant running back in this offense. And yes, if Cam Newton starts, he will steal some of the goal line work. But it's still better than being an RBBC, running back by committee. It's still better than that. So this is a big upgrade for Damie Harris. I'm going to check real fast his exact ADP on ESPN, Fantasy Football ADP, because it's a little hard to predict these when I'm not exactly sure where someone's being drafted. So Damien Harris, he is currently going as the running back 31 after Leonard Fournette, Raheem Mostert. He's going pretty late as the 102nd pick overall, 102 divided by 12. He's going middle of the 8th round. I think in that middle of the 8th round, he is a great pick. He becomes a great pick. Now that ADP will rise. That ADP will most definitely rise. And even if it's in the 7th, I still like Damien Harris. If it goes up to the 6th, then you just got a very interesting decision to make of which guy do you prefer, Javonte Williams, Damien Harris. Personally, I prefer Javonte Williams. I like the appeal of the unknown, that upside, that rookie upside. But Damien Harris will be very solid this year. He will be an RB2. He will be top 24 for sure with Sony Michel out of the picture. So just have that as your expectation when we enter this draft season. And keep in mind, if Cam Newton gets injured or it's Mac Jones, Damien Harris goes from top 24 to probably top 18 to 15 because he'll have more goal line opportunities. But Damien Harris is a really talented running back who's a great runner, who showed a lot of flashes last year, and he showed us enough that the Patriots were willing to part ways with Sony Michel to let it be the Damien Harris show, which is probably the most exciting aspect of all of this, is that they have enough confidence in Damien Harris to let him be the guy. So that is the fantasy fallout from this trade. Xavier Jones, Jake Funk, off the board. Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel, not touching it. I don't really want to mess with that. But Damien Harris, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening wherever this was posted. And I will see you all next time, probably after my econ class this afternoon. Hopefully there's not too much more news. We've had in the past 24 hours, we've had so many injuries, I don't know. It's getting crazy out there. But anyways, I'll see you all next time.